Okay, so introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Jocelyn Venco. I'm 43 years old and I'm from Angeles City, Pampanga in Philippines.
Okay, so family background. Um, what was it like growing up in the Philippines?
Um, Growing up in the Philippines is very different from here. We basically grew outside, like in the streets, unlike the children here that are confined mostly inside their houses. Growing up, we play in the streets with other children, with other neighbors. That's how it is growing up back there in the Philippines.
Nice. What was daily life like in your family?
Daily life would be waking up early, like around 6, um, and then preparing for school. Um, Before school starts at 7, so 6:30 we have to get out of the house, be at school at 7, and then ended up at around 12, and then eat lunch, and then do homework, and then we're free. Free meaning um, free from school homework, but we still have to do household chores, clean up the house, tend to younger siblings, and help parents do the house chores until dinner time and until it's time to get in bed at night. That's how it is.
Um, tell me a little bit about your family.
Family, I grew up with a family of 5 siblings. I have 2 sisters and three brothers, and I'm the eldest.
What was schooling like in Philippines?
School back then, we don't have technology, so it's very different from what kids nowadays have in school. We really have to do everything by ourselves. Like if we have homework and we have to do research, we have to go to the library and stay there after school and do homework there, do some research, get as much books as we need, and then if we don't finish, we can use our library card and borrow the books, take them home, and then we have like 3 days to return them and then do homework by ourselves. We don't have the cell phones, we don't have the technology, so if we don't know what we're doing, we just have to wait for the next day and ask the teacher for it, or ask other classmates for some things that are confusing for us. So that's how we do our school back then.
So, what do you remember that was different than the U.S.?
School,
About Philippines, what do you remember about Philippines that's different from the way things are here?
if right now, it's 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 very different because like back in Philippines we have close knit family. Like all my neighbors are my relatives. Unlike here, we've been living in this neighborhood for 6 years now, and I don't even know what the names or who my neighbors are. Unlike in Philippines, they usually they're relatives or people that we've known since we were kids. So it's very different.
Right, so about leaving the Philippines, what did you expect life to be like in the U.S.?
Uh, I thought it'll be well. I know it will be different from what I've used to. Like because people here are more what do you call this, frank or liberated, unlike in Philippines where people are more
Conservative.
yeah, conservative.
Why did you choose to leave the Philippines?
Well, it's really not my plan, but I happened to marry a US citizen. So he brought us here to start a new life here and start a family here.
Were you excited about that, or how did you feel about?
At first, yes, I was excited, like starting a new life here. I really don't know what to expect. All I know is that US is a rich country compared to the Philippines, which is a third world. So I assume that life will be better here than in Philippines, especially for my kids.
Um, did you have any idea of what you were going to do once you got here? What were your plans?
No, all I know is that once I get here, we're gonna start a family and get a new job, settle here, and then let the kids grow up here.
So about America. What were your first impressions of America when you arrived here?
Well, they say America is the land of milk and honey, but I didn't know that um, it'll be it won't be easy to get that milk and honey they say. So until now, I'm still looking for that milk and honey.
Um, what was the most difficult adjustment for you?
The very difficult is being alone here. It's it's just me. I don't have my family here when I came here. It's just me and my husband. My husband's family are here, so and since he's been here, he already know how life is here. But for me, everything was my first, and then adjusting was very difficult because until now I'm still adjusting because I don't have any support system here. I have to do everything by myself, so it's very difficult.
Um, what were some things that helped you adjust along the way?
Well, when I started working, I met new friends, I met coworkers, so they helped me lessen the homesickness I have. So that.
And, how did your life compare to your life? How did your life here compare to your life in Philippines?
Back in Philippines, as I've said, I have my support system back there. So I feel very relaxed there. Like everything I do, I have my mom to help me. I have my dad to help me, my brothers and sisters. But here, I have no one. So I have to do everything by myself. Well, I have my husband, but what I'm talking about is the family. So all I have here are my kids and my husband.
Like you said before, the culture is very different, with Philippines being more conservative and Americans being more liberal. Were there any other values between the Philippine people and the American people that you noticed were different?
Different. I think. I think that's it. It's just that Americans are very liberal. They're very. They say what they want to say. They speak what they want to speak, and they would tell you straightforward what they do want or what they don't want. Unlike in Philippines, that they try to keep everything to themselves as much as they can. when it comes to relationship and people.
Okay, about being Filipino in the U.S. What difficulties did you face maintaining your culture here?
Um, well, until now, I still discover some things that are very different from what I grew up with in Philippines. What's the question again?
What difficulties did you face maintaining your culture? So, is there any like ways that you feel like you lost touch with the Filipino culture?
No, no. I still keep my values that my parents taught me. Um, I still have them in me, and I want to keep them, and I want to teach my children those values to keep the tradition. But there are times that the American values, um, like the American values are more practical, and so I tend to mix my values and the American values to make things work.
Can you give an example of that?
Like the close, the tight, close family ties of Filipinos, and being like here, if you're 18, children when they're 18, they they can stand on their own. Parents tend to give them freedom already. But unlike in Philippines, uh, they can stay with their parents as long as they want, even when they have families of their own. So that's what I keep. That's what I want to keep until my kids wants to um, get out or get out of the house and stand on their own. But as long as they want to stay, as long as they want to stay with me, with us, that's fine with me.
Um, did you maintain contact with Philippines? Did you ever visit?
Yes, I maintain contact with my family. We have, we have Facebook, we have Viber, and since my husband works at the airport in an airline, we have that privilege to get a discounted airfare, so we can go visit my family once a year, at least for the past 9 years. We've been going back and forth every year to the Philippines and visit and stay there for at least a month or so.
And would you say that's helped you more adjust more here?
Yes, yeah, it did because um, it helps me. It motivates me to like work 11 months, because 1 month would be spending it with my family back in Philippines. So I always look forward for the time of the year, and that helps me um, live life here.
So besides your family, I know you said it a lot. What else do you miss about the Philippines?
The food, the ambience, just being there because of where I grew up. We have it's not the city, but it's like the rural area, the suburb where there's farming, and I miss the life where we are awakened by the roosters, the chickens, and and we we ate up at the same time, all of us, on one table, a long table. That's uh, that's how life is there in Philippines.
Okay. Do you plan on returning to the Philippines or staying in the U.S.?
My husband and I talked about it. As of now, we are we we are paying for this townhouse uh, um, that we bought and still paying for it.